Hold on, back on my bullshit. These niggas been hitting, get hit with a full clip. They say they don't like me, they want me to hit them with.
This has been the toughest stretch of the Yankee season, and I'm here to break it down. What's up, guys? It's the King of 161st Street. I'm back with another video. If you're new here, hit that sub button. Like the video right now because I know you're going to enjoy. And let's just get right into it. The Yankees get swept in St. Louis. They have a 5-game losing streak right now, the longest streak of the season, and it just seemed like the Yankees were off in different categories all series. In Game 1, starting pitching was good. The hitting was good. They scored 3 runs. They did their job. They kept it a 3-2 ball game. And then Clay Holmes fucks it up. Gives up the 2 runs in the bottom half of the 8th. Or it was bottom half of the 8th. And then Saturday, they get shut out. Pitching was phenomenal. Domingo Germán did absolutely everything he could. I have to give him credit. I know a ton of Yankee fans hate his guts, and I understand that. You got to give credit where credit's due. He did a really good job in that game. Only gave up the 1 run. Only really got beat by Arenado and Goldschmidt in that inning. Nothing to be ashamed of. The Yankees offense just went dormant. And then in Game 3, the Yankees offense exploded. It was the longest game, or at least it felt like the longest game I have ever sat through in my life. The game started at 2, and by 6:40 is when Efros gave up the 3-run homer. It was a drag. Like, I'm not saying that long games are inherently terrible. It just seemed like it was all because the pitchers just wouldn't pitch. Wainwright was taking forever. Montas taking forever. And speaking of Montas, terrible debut for the Yankees, giving up 6 runs in the first 2 innings. His fastball command was nowhere to be found. If that second inning ends with because he had Arenado 0-2. If he gets a strikeout there, we win this game. Instead, he leaves a changeup over the middle because his fastball command isn't there. And now it's a 6-run. It's 6-4 now. Because we were up 4-1. They cut the lead to 4-3. And then Arenado hits that homer. It's 6-4. There were some bright sides, though, of that Game 3. A lot of it offensively. Aaron Hicks had an incredible game offensively. 3 for 3 with a walk. He stepped up. He was snapping a 0 for 32 slide. You had Benintendi breaking his slide. He had 2 hits. Torres broke his slump. He got a few hits. Aaron Judge continuing to be the anchor of this team, keeping us in it no matter what. When Montas gave that up, he's the one who tied the game with the double that came this close to getting over the wall. Man, it was a wake-up call, I should say. The title of this video. It was a wake-up call for the Yankees to know that they are, in fact, beatable. In baseball, there is no unbeatable team. And I want Yankee fans to know this, okay? This is the sport of baseball. This is not basketball. This is not football. Talent doesn't automatically give you wins. Just because you're doing good early on in the season does not automatically mean you are going to be amazing 100% of the time. This is baseball, the most unpredictable sport in the world. In basketball, the Lakers could just feed LeBron every possession. In baseball, it is unpredictable. It is chaotic. And that's the reason why we love the sport. We love the sport because the Kansas City Royals in 2015 can go from barely making the wild card to now winning the World Series because they just got hot. The Yankees are hitting their first real cold stretch of the year. And it's pissing me off that after these losses, all you see on the timeline, this is back to 2021. This team isn't doing shit. This team isn't winning the World Series. Season's over. We're going to lose in the ALDS. Look, if you already know the outcome, stop fucking watching. Stop watching the games. I'm sick and tired of people giving up on this team because they finally hit a roadblock. The Nationals went 19-31 in 2019, and they still won a World Series against cheating Astros. Okay? You hit roadblocks in baseball. This is the sport that we signed up to watch full time. This is the sport. You're going to have your ups, you're going to have your downs. 2009, we did have our down periods. This team is not done. Yes, did the Montgomery trade look a little bad when he was part of the group that shut us out? Yes. Okay? I understand that. I understand why fans might be pissed off, why fans might be concerned. I understand being concerned. But to automatically write this team off because of one losing streak, and again, this is not against bad teams. The Mariners are gunning for the first wild card spot. The Cardinals are leading their division now. These are not bad teams. So I'm sick and tired of the Twitter mob saying, "Oh, this team is done. This is back to 2021. This team is lifeless. We're going to lose in the ALDS, and we're not beating Houston under any circumstance." Good. You already know the result. Don't even watch. Why would you watch if you already know the result? This team is not done, and you need to just maintain a sense of urgency that this team needs to pick it up. Yes. But you also need a sense of patience. Because October comes down to who gets hot at the right time. Getting hot right now, especially for the Yankees who are up 9.5 in their division, does them no good in October. The only good it does is it keeps them above Houston so that they get home field advantage in the AL. Like the Dodgers, they're hot right now. I get it. They look great. But these games in August don't do them no good in October. If they're not hot, if they cool off, like if Cody Bellinger goes back to bum Cody Bellinger, Mookie Betts starts to level off, Freddie Freeman starts to level off, then they aren't making it past the ALCS or NLCS. The sport is all about who's hot at the right time, and I think fans lose that sense because, again, it's a 162 game season. Although we would love to see it happen, no one's going 162-0. No one's going to win 140 games. It's never going to happen. These are major league players that, again, in the most unpredictable sport, these are all the best players in the world that do it. It's unpredictable as shit. The Baltimore Orioles are above 500. Who in their right mind came into this season and said Baltimore is going to be above 500, and even after trading Trey Mancini and Jorge Lopez, they are where they are? It's because the sport is unpredictable. If you're hot, you're hot. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about the players you got. Because again, it's 1 through 9. You can't choose who's up to bat unless they're coming off the bench. You can't be like, you know what, bottom of the 9th, we have the bases loaded, but my 9 hitter's up. You know what? Nah, Trout, come in. No, you can't do that. Tony Walters has to come in. The backup catcher. That's why this sport is so amazing, and that's why fans need to calm the fuck down. Alright, now that I'm done with that rant, let's move on to moving forward. I want to see Montas in his next start improve that fastball command. Again, I'm not too concerned about Montas because A, this was a 12-game layoff. B, he's coming off of a death in the family. And C, he's coming off an injury. It's his first start back. He needs to get his feet wet. And people were like, oh, why'd you even play him if it wasn't? It's because you have to play him at some point. You have to let him get his feet under him. And this was the game to get his feet under him. And he didn't perform at the level that he should have. And I think we all can admit that. But I'm not concerned that now this is who he is. Again, we have him for this season and next season. If by next season this is all we're getting out of him, then I'll be concerned that he's becoming, Sonny Gray. No. People like to draw coincidences and be like, yep, he's the next Sonny Gray because he came from Oakland and the Yankees traded some prospects for him. Obviously, this is the next Sonny Gray. He's not going to do shit in New York. Relax. He'll be fine. First start in around 2 weeks. This start does not represent who Frankie Montas is, or Montas, as Michael K corrected. This is not who Montas is, and he will be better. Yesterday's performance was lackluster, and I hope he gets it back together in his next start, most likely against Boston, which is a huge start. In your Yankee arc, that's where you need to perform. It's against Boston, against the AL East, and in the playoffs. And if he can do that, he will be revered in New York. All right, I think I'm done here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the rant. If you did, leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're new. I'm putting at the beginning of every video 500 subscribers, and I'm dropping postseason merch if we get it by October. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.